Are rolling. So, Joan, Martina,
Yes.
you guys are here from the Hospice Society?
Organization, Ashcroft District Program
Nice.
is the official title.
All right.
Program, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what is hospice?
Go ahead, Martina.
Oh!
Right under the bus.
Right under the bus, yes. Hospice is care for people and their families who are in their last leg of their journey here on this planet. Hospice is for people who are dying and people who have diagnoses that are terminal, and we support them all along in their journey in many different ways, depending on what their needs are.
So, it's not just for the elderly, it's also for someone that might have terminal cancer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Hospice, the hospice room is called palliative room. Hospice are the volunteers. So if somebody is in our palliative care room, because it is hospice volunteers, and this is not what I wanted to say.
That's okay.
No, that was going to happen. But it is something that's confusing to a lot of people, because hospice is, it's only called hospice, like Marjorie Willoughby in Kamloops is a hospice place. We are not a hospice place. We have a room here at Jackson House, which is palliative care plus respite. So if somebody is going into hospice, into the palliative room, it's really under hospice, and it's like there's 6 months, and is the limit from. And it runs, we've had people 6 months, and we've had people 1 week, and we've had people a few days. So it's the volunteers are hospice volunteers and who work in the palliative care room. And that's how it gets to be hospice.
Okay.
If that's, I don't know how clear
I
that
was
is,
under the
but-
understanding that, and again, I'm ignorant on the topic. I was under the impression that hospice and palliative were in the same vein, but were different things. I didn't realize hospice was the name for the volunteers.
Hospice is a place, actually.
Oh, okay,
And then we were hospice volunteers.
nice.
So is that clearer? Because
Yes.
it is confusing to a lot of people, and I think that's only something that we've clarified in this past while. Because I started 30 years ago or more when it first began, and it was hospice to me. So now, after being away from Ashcroft for several years, I came back and involved again, and I'm still hospice. Every time I go there, I'm hospice. So correctly, it's not. I'm a hospice volunteer, definitely, and hope always will be. I plan on it until I'm at least 90.
Well, you're
We'll see
29
after
now,
that.
so.
Exactly. So, yeah, but it's very, very worthwhile. But you're right, it is a little bit confusing, and it's just become clear to us now.
So
So
hospice
we're-
volunteers go to the palliative care room
Okay,
Yeah.
to provide care for,
gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we also provide care in the home, both to the person who's on the end-of-life journey and to the family, depending on their support needs. And Joan does a lot of that work up front because she does the initial interview and matches the volunteers up with who's going to be most appropriate, who's going to be the best fit
Right.
in whatever the needs are for somebody who's on their end-of-life journey.
So are people in the hospice program all considered to be palliative, or is palliative, like the palliative room, a specific?
For palliative care people, they wouldn't put someone with a, say, broken leg or something in that.
That's not what I mean. I mean, if someone is freshly diagnosed with terminal, let's say that they have 6 months, is that considered hospice care at home? Whereas someone like very close to the very end would go into the palliative room.
It's totally up to the families and to
Okay.
the person. Some people, a lot of people would prefer to die at home.
Yeah.
And but for those who would not, and it can be scary for some, and some people need more care.
Yeah.
So then they would go into the palliative care room,
Yeah.
where if we had a separate building or in Kamloops, they would go into the hospice room.
Yeah.
When it's time for them, the doctor might suggest something, nurse, there's a time for them to go, but it's really up to the patient whether, and that's when they call us. If they want hospice, then we can go into their home or we'll go to the hospital. But it's totally their decision.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we work with what their needs are.
Yeah.
And we also have resources. We have lots of reading material and we do support them as well with our presence with
Right.
them. Yeah, depending on it's hard to speak specifically when each family has different needs and they have different things going on in the family. You know, some family members will get along well, some won't. It depends on who's taking the lead in things. It depends on pain management. There's lots of different variables that are adjusted and that are taken into consideration when Joan's matching volunteers up with whether they want care in the home or support in the home, or if they want if they're put into the palliative care room and they need support in that room. Yeah, because we do 24-hour support as well.
Right.
Again,
really?
depending on the needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So that's why we need a lot of volunteers.